poor workmanship towards or poor attitude towards their deliverables like curing, surface preparation, finishing, or many times we see during most of you people are already working in construction industry. You might have seen doing this slab works and all. They just do a hurry burry finishing because most of the slabs complete either in early morning or in the late night or evening where client is not or supervisor is not available with 100% dedication, and people the workers are also tired, so just they do hurry burry in finishing and they just go off, and we will end up in either surface defects or cracks or any kind of powdery surface formation on the slab surface. So these are all also called as finishing defects. The last one is alignment, structural alignment or settlement issue. Include, yes, beam, column. Most of the time we see structural alignment issue when the preceding activities are planned. For example, when you construct columns in a building, and then as per drawing says that the columns, the wall is on the one side of the column, and when you start matching it, you come to know that either a wall is dislocated or misaligned, or a column is misaligned or not in line, and then you start matching them either by either plastering, or you yourself decide that the entire wall can be little bit shifted and match with the column, which will either increase or decrease in the room dimensions or not serving the intended drawing. Slab deflection, door window jams. See, I don't know, I 100% believe that most of the people who are joined here, they have experienced this door jam alignment. Door jam alignment means always we prefer the openings will be left in the building, and then we fabricate the door or windows to suit the site or to suit the dimension, and then we install. And when we install it, we come to know there is a 10 mm 12 mm gap in between jambs and wall, and we start working on that, filling in it, and we will end up in creating other issues. There is no question of right or wrong process here. It is just a sharing experience, what are the outcomes of such practices. Third is soil settlement, which is very commonly found in roads, infras, other areas where layer wise backfilling we don't give much preference, and we will end up in repairs. Now, these are the most common defects. Is anyone interested to share, apart from this, they have encountered or they have seen any kind of defects, or any opinion on this slide so that we can move further? Mohan, Lakshmi, Gauresh, Abhishek. Anyone?
Most of the cases we experience with a poor manpower ship only. Is okay, quite impressive, sir. Nice information. Thank
No,
you.
manpower, we are coming. This is in construction project.
Yeah.
The root cause and all will come to that
Okay.
parallel. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But thanks
Yeah.
for adding that. Yeah. Anyone else? So we can go further. Next slide. Now let us come to common cause of defects. We have seen common defects. Now common cause of defects. As recently, just now, Mr. Lakshmi has mentioned, the first cause we see is lack of skilled manpower. That is inadequate training and experience to them. Then comes poor supervision in inspection. The most probable reason may be weak quality assurance and control, missed hold points. Whoever here in a participants, QC engineers, they will know what is the hold point is. Hold points are mentioned in ITP inspection test plan, that where and how and which are the activities to be hold until they serve the purpose or they serve the intended specification. Substandard material or poor storage of materials. And many times we see the material, we generally don't hesitate to buy a good material as a EPC or as a main contractor, but we always do miss the guidelines mentioned by manufacturer, that how to store it, how to protect it. Most of the times we bring sealants or paints or whatever it is, which are already mentioned that you should not keep it in outside or direct sunlight or temperature or something, but we always miss it and we end up in keeping it outside, and we see a thin layer of hardening happened, or sealants are hardened fully, or some kind of uh, distortion happened inside the material, right? So such kind of practices also may cause defects. Inadequate planning and coordination. See, when work is rushed to meet deadlines, or some overlapping of activity without coordination happens, obviously quality will suffer. And when quality suffers, it will lead to process voids, or rusted steel. Rusted steel. Why I use this word rusted steel in adequate planning and coordination? Imagine there is a honeycomb or a structure, and just to hide from client, you have just covered it with hessian cloth without covering it immediately, and you kept on doing you keep on doing the curing, and water is directly attacking the rebar inside. Obviously we are starting the process of rusting here, and then when we disclose or client come to know, we'll patch it, repair by keeping rust inside. That is a major cause nowadays we see in a coastal side. Everyone knows here that east coast of India and west coast of India both have different exposure towards rust. Both have different ambience and weather, which will always, prone towards rusting of steel heavily. And in these areas, if you don't address them, you have to blame a poor coordination, right? And the last one is vague specifications or uncontrolled changes. Uncontrolled changes means today we have a wall, retaining wall done for 18 meters, and tomorrow client comes and says, or specification or a drawing get updates and says we need not 18 meter, we need at least 25 meter. So you have to increase or extend the retaining wall for another, say, 5 to 6 meters or 10 meters. Same way, extend the height, or maybe increase the extend the slab length, or maybe, okay, you have done this footing, now add some dowels to it. That kind of thing, which will which is not a good practice. The designer must be clear on the first day what he or she wants or what the intent of project is. But what do we do? In the name of effective utilization or value added engineering or XYZ blah 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 reasons, we keep on changing our drawings, we keep on changing our requirements, and we will end up in such kind of extensions, additions, modifications. I'm not telling that is wrong or right. The thing is that these are the incidents which will cause the defect. Then comes environmental factors. After all these human errors, mechanical errors, specification errors, the last and very critical and more important comes is environmental aspects. Environmental aspect is extreme weather, high water table, soil variation, and related workmanship. For example, extreme weather. We know Jammu Kashmir has high snowfall. We know Bangalore has high wind flow. We know Chennai has high humidity. We know Mumbai has high humidity. But without considering this, we use standard specification for everywhere. And what happened? The workmanship will be blamed later, which will cause the defect in structure. Whom to be blamed is a different topic. But the incident happens is, yes, defect. And then once we encounter this defect, then we start searching the specialist or specialized material or a specialized consultant who can solve this. So that thing we can do it first, right? We can do it in early stage by identifying who is the specialized, who is a specialist, all those areas. And how do we come to conclude what is this root cause? What are the common cause of defects? It will be done by drawing fishbone diagram. Fishbone diagram is nothing but made by Ishikawa, the quality guru from Japan. He has created fishbone diagram. He has used 5 major things: man, machinery, money in terms of financial things, environment, and other factors like this. And then these are the major factors, and he will go on further dividing into further down by asking how and why. 5 whys, 1 h. How, why, when, where, all those things, right? So is there any question or any opinion on this so that we can move further? Anyone? Okay. Now we understood the root cause or a common cause of defects. Let us see how these defects impact on our projects. One, obviously, cost and time. See, quality, cost, and time are like a triangle. Never meet all three together. Either two will be left behind. If you focus on quality, cost and time will be left behind. If you focus on cost, time and quality will get affected. And then if you focus on time, and same way, if you focus on these two, one will be left. Okay, vice versa. Now, to understand this, defects usually mean higher cost. Higher cost, work stoppage, and obviously significant delay. A research shows that project cost consumes 7% or more of working time. Defect cost, defect repair cost, you can say, rework cost. And then comes, obviously, the impact of defect is potential risk and site safety. As I given you earlier examples, like, okay, when you encounter a defect or a structural crack or something, when you repair it, though people give guarantee, warranty, all those things, there is a still risk behind it of aesthetical mismatch or surface mismatch, or maybe may not be the product work due to workmanship issues or the manufacturing defects, whatever it is. Okay, and most of the times or many of the times, if you neglect it furthermore, we think that it is not a structural crack and we do a normal finishing on that, and maybe it is a structural crack. Over the time it will start increasing. We don't observe it with deep, and it is end up in either accident or hazardous condition or collapse. And third and very important issue is legal and reputation. Imagine you are working for an airport or a five-star hotel where you have this multiple number of repairs, reworks. What happens? Legal issue? No. Reputation issue. First question, who is the owner? Second question, who was the contractor? Fourth question, there are n number of questions will come, and definitely as a client they will not accept it. They will go into warranty claims. They will go into legal dispute. They will fight. I was a part of US embassy where there was minor defects or minor reworks which has led a significant delay in project, where the overseas building operations OBO from US, they have gone up to legal litigation on L&T for the delay, to save their reputation in the market, to save their qualitative approach reputation in the market. I don't want to go in deep of that, what happened later and all, but I'm telling you this will happen and these do happen. Recently in Bangalore International Airport, there was a significant delay and there was a litigation or a legal issues happened between a client and a contractor, PMC, not contractor, sorry, a PMC, and it is still going on. There are discussions, there are happening, many discussions happening, there are some negotiations happening, but yes, legal issues do happen if you don't complete on time or if you have major reworks which you are arguing to accept. Let us understand more deep what is the cost and time impact. Why I have prepared this slide? There is a reason. Because most of us, we always compare or we always follow the cost and timeline. We always prefer this more than our quality. So how does it affect? Obviously, if there is a direct rework means something has happened and you are redoing it. The direct rework is always material, labor and supervision. Your direct rework cost you are adding to that. If you do right at first time, your this amount can be saved. I hope everyone will agree with this. Next comes is indirect cost. Indirect cost is, yes, if you delay due to rework, client penalty will come, and which is always average of lakh rupees per day from the client. Then site demobilization and idle resources. Now imagine you have finished the project, you, the first intention will be you will finish and go, but no, you are keep on doing repair reworks, which is not correct, right? You will end up in doing reworks which will cost client also, which will cost you also, and your resources are locked, you are not able to take it out. And third one is retesting and approvals. See, retesting and approval is always directly related to time delay, because if it is done right at first time, your product or material or work would have been approved at once. But what happened? It now delayed. Third is intangible cost. Intangible cost means which are not visible. Which are not visible. What? Client is dissatisfaction, reputation damage, loss of future bids. Obviously, if there are multiple incidents of such things, what will happen? We will end up in client dissatisfaction, and client will think 100 times before giving you the next chance or a next project. And third is example flow. Example flow is, it is my opinion. I have added from my opinion that once defect is detected, the verification, reinspection and closure, this is the procedure we generally follow. What happens? This example, you are a senior person at site and you are getting this entire service or entire flow, getting it done by your lower younger subordinate. What is the example you are setting for him? He will have that kind of habit, and when he grow in his career, he is habituated with this kind of thing, and he will also try to convince the client at that time that yes, defects are very okay, defects are okay, we can address it. Maybe the procedure is okay, maybe you might get the intended purpose or intended result at the end after doing re-inspection, but the time, the cost, and what examples you set in the younger generation or next generation, everything is gone. So up to here, any observations from your end? Anyone who would like to add anything here? Gauresh, Mohan, Lakshmi, Suresh, Abhishek. As far as I'm, is it getting it useful?
Yeah, yes, sir. It is useful.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's more useful.
Great, great. I hope I'm clear, loud and clear. I'm using my
Yes,
upper voice level. So
Yeah, yeah, sir.
yes,
Loud and
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
loud.
Yes, sir.
yes. Okay. So we'll move to next one. Now we have understood the impact, but impact only keeping in awareness or knowledge is not going to use. We have to address it. Now see, as we told, as we came to know, the defects are unavoidable, but it can be manageable. How to manage? Yes, try to use zero defect policy, strict policy, and third one is, and very important is zero defect, and then don't set these kind of examples that yes, defects are okay, defects are not okay. So please build a culture in your organization, your team, that do right at first time. Now, apart from this, what we can use? We have many technology available. I'm not telling they are 100% effective on this, but to manage the defect, we have technologies called BIM. BIM is nothing but business building information modeling. These these apps, this is one of the common app nowadays for building construction they use, which will give you a 3D view of entire services, and you can imagine or you can just visualize, not imagine, you can see on your screen that which service goes at what level, and is there any hindrance, is there any collision, is there any effect of colliding two different services together, and so that you can manage now only while designing that yes, if a sewer line is going on the below, then yes, I have to take HVAC line on the above that electrical line is always on the ceiling mounted. So these are all we can plan accordingly, and the core cutting, the unnecessary cuttings, core cuttings, filling, this can be avoided if you use effective use of BIM. Okay, then next comes is mobile snagging apps. Mobile scanning apps, they are nothing but your real time logging. Any defect, as I told you, if you hide it, you are increasing the potential hazard of that. Rather than that, you should come and openly should tell, you should discuss with experts the day or the moment you observe it, so that we can understand, we can assess the seriousness of that, and we can address it. Other thing are mobile snagging, that nothing but it is circulating to a concerned person with a lightning speed. Earlier, even when I started my career, we didn't have these kind of apps, even mobile also not there. It was, we used to use a four quadra duplicate papers, and one we had to have four copies of one snack, and we used to give it to multiple people. Imagine the paper loss, imagine the carbon loss. And after that also there were complaints like I didn't receive the paper, I didn't receive the complaint, I didn't receive the report, all those things. Now it is all automized with reminders, which can also control or manage the defects. Third is drone and cameras. Uh, Here the example I have given is of roof and facade, but I was watching we watching some documentaries, and I have personally visited to one of the bridges where drone was used to see the underdeck defects. Okay, underdeck defects, maybe a honeycomb, maybe a extra corrosion happened. In fact, the bridge was on Mangalore, near Mangalore. The bridge was ready for handover, but they wanted some expert opinion and some expert inspections on them before it handing over. So myself with almost 5 to 6 members team, we had visited there, and we could see the agency with we have hired all together. The agency has brought the drone cameras, and we have extensively used drone to understand what are the underdeck defects. Is there any defects which are not visible from any angle if we go nearby? And there was a small tunnel area where oxygen lacking was there, where drone has helped us a lot. So such kind of drone and technology we can use for identifying the defects and managing them. Prevention, yes, prevention we can use it through BIM and other thing which will come next. But especially snagging and drones can help us for identifying the defects. Then comes IoT sensors and data logging. As I told you, prevention is better than cure or trouble or delay. So prevention. So if these sensors, for example, humidity monitoring, settlement monitoring, curing temperature, these are all there are many sensors available in the market. How many of us at least aware of this? And I'm sure none of us or very few of us are aware of this equipments or these instruments. Use this instrument extensively, you will understand what is the behavioral things is happening inside the concrete or a structure or a soil. And then once you are tracking, you can address them. It is just nothing. It is just like, you once you feel a feverish or a weakness, we go to a doctor, and before going to doctor we understand the symptoms. What is the symptoms? Yes, my say example, my health is my skin is getting warmer, or I am getting so much of running nose, or I am getting headache. Those kind of symptoms, those symptoms are nothing but these are the sensors are already available in your body which are giving you a hint. But outside we have to use mechanical sensors or mechanized sensors which are available in the industry. And next is dashboard. Dashboard analytics. This is not a physical tool. It is a management tool or a quality control, quality assurance tool where you collect all this data and you give it for analyzing. Either you do by analyze yourself, or you give it to agency who will analyze for you, and they're equivalent to doctors, and they will either analyze for you, and they will tell you that this is the issue and this is how it should be, or you have to do like this. Taking always or many times a help of consultant or help of experts is preferred rather than doing it by yourself. I hope these are the technological tools are easy to understand, and is anyone can add further if they know, or if they think that there are further things which can be added to this. I'm open to that before going to next slide. By the way, we are all on time, don't worry about this.
We can also ensure quality through real-time monitoring, sir, such as the use of cameras in sites,
Perfect.
where the important structures, for example, bridges footing will be happening, where the underground structure, substructure work will be happening, that we should monitor through cameras, sir.
Cameras or CCTVs.
Yes, CCTVs.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
very good idea. So that is also comes under drones and cameras. No, that's
Yeah.
really good. But again, this as a volunteer, as we are all attending these sessions, these kind of sessions, we should encourage our management by telling the positive, positive suggestions with their benefits to our management. And management will understand only one language of savings. So if you tell them that by spending, say example, 20,000, 25,000 now, we can save a major rework or major cost, a major defect and rework cost, I think we will be able to convince them. At least I could convince my management in earlier career. Yep. So now, how the management of this defect can be done? Now we saw that how the technology can be used to understand to detect these defects. Now how we'll see how the management process will work. Obviously, the first is identification. Identification by using a site walkthrough, as Abhishek has mentioned right now, cameras, okay, or drones, or performing raw material incoming tests, etc. That will always uncover the problems as early as possible. Okay, then comes documentation. See, most of times we do is like, okay, we highlight the issues and we sit back. No, we should always document it through evidences, like email, NCR, or field efficiency report or field observation reports. No, you should always keep these documented evidences for understanding and analyzing purpose. As I told you, the data in earlier slides I shown dashboards. See, dashboards are always helpful for giving a glance of the entire process. So these dashboards, the reports, the checklist, and the charts will help for documentation of defects. Once these documented defects are gathered, it goes to analyze. As I mentioned earlier, the data will be sent to analyzing, and the analyst, the experts, they will analyze whether it was for poor material, it was whether it was due to poor material, whether it was due to design issue, improper workmanship, or any kind of responsibility misused or responsibility mishappened. Next, on basis of analyze, there will be a resolution. Now, what is the resolution? Either it may be a replace or a rework or repair or remove and redo. Remove means recently it was a funny event, but I would like to share here as a context of this. There was a footing which was almost half a ton weight cast by the contractor, and once we cast around 5 to 6 footing, we came to know they are misaligned in survey, and we could not identify them which was misalignment, what was the exact footing was misaligned. We used the digital tools and we came to know there were two footings which are misaligned. There was NCR raised, there was the we raised FOR, field observation, we raised NCR of misalignment. Contractor came to us one day and he directly told that please close the NCR, I have just thrown out two footings. Since it was half 500 kg of weight, I used minor pulleys or something, small pulleys for lifting them. I thrown it out, and I am ready to recast them with proper alignment. So this kind of things are rework or redo. But yes, the time cost delays, which it cannot be reversible. But redo is always not suggested or recommended. And obviously, tracking. I know most of attendees here, they will be tracking their projects in one or the other way, they're planning engineers or through any app or something. So tracking of defects management is also important parallel to planning or project progress tracking. And last comes is verification. Once you resolve it, once you resolve it, once you do it, work is not over. You have to verify again. Once he has replaced the new footing, the work is not over. You have to do again resurvey. We have to ensure that the newly casted footing is within the limits and ready to backfill or plinth beam or whatever it is. Right? That is called as verification. So you have to verify with compliant to drawing, compliant to standard, and any kind of defects free condition. Same way when we go through management, how do we manage it practically? This sheet or this slide was theory. What is the practical? So to manage it, practical controls is only one way which is drafted here. First, make a robust quality system, QA/QC system. ITPs, checklist, method statements, and hold points must be clear for to understand everyone. Next comes is training and certification and pre-qualifying. I am sure that the attendees here have never heard about vibrator operator qualification, mason finishing qualification. We should introduce it. I have worked in Gulf extensively on mega projects where this was mandatory. Vibrator operator must be certified and given a ID card as yes, he is a vibrator operator. Same way the mason, same way the cube casting person. So we have to train them. When you train them, you are only spending, say example, few thousand rupees to train, say example, 10 people, but you will save your rework in lakhs. Supplier management. How many of us are involved in source inspection before buying the material? We never go to the source, we never visit the factory. We just, once the material comes to site, yes, we cut the sample, we test it. But if we do this work before lifting the material from factory, we can save lot of time and rework, and we can ensure that right material is coming and reaching to us. Once the material comes, yes, trial panels, mock-ups. We should encourage this practice at site. That yes, before starting the fresh work, I want a proper mock-up to be done to see the worst condition, what damages can happen, what defects can occur. And once your mock-up is approved, once your benchmark is approved, you can go ahead with actual activity, because you know what are the process involved, what is the procedure involved, what are the tools involved. And next is CPTW or weekly trade meetings. How many of us follow meetings? How many of us discuss these points in meeting? We always discuss that when you are going to complete, when are you going to schedule, give the schedule, why this was not mentioned in the schedule, all those things. But never we discuss that what are the right equipments or tools you purchased, how many trainings you done to ensure the knowledge spreading across team, across people, across the labor workforce. We never ask these all things. Encourage this in your meetings. That is called as a pre-construction meeting, pre-construction coordination meetings. What it does before starting the activity, call these supervisors, call these engineers, call designers, call safety people, call quality people, and discuss what is the agreed method statement for this work. Discuss among them and discuss the labor supervisor that yes, this is what the procedure agreed in the method statement, you have to follow this. These are the stages of inspection is agreed, you have to call for inspection once this stage is agreed, stage is done. This is how we can handle the pre-construction coordination. Next comes is critical works, curing, environmental control. We often miss while doing the slab concrete covering or protection from wind. We don't bother. Rather, we will ensure the curing compound, pond curing, all those things. But we can at least 10% we can control our hydration of concrete or quick drying, surface drying of the concrete by making a wind barrier in the concrete. And third one is reduce variation, variability, ensure uniformity. Uniformity is more important. Now, how you will bring the uniformity in your work? By using templates, by using standards. See, human brain will not remember which is not important or which is not urgent. So you have to keep on guiding them, keep on training them, keep on telling them that this is what is the standard says, this is what the template is, this is what the standard says. And the more you repeat in your team, the more importance it will create in your brain. Your brain will listen for 100 times and it will believe that yes, this many times I'm hearing, that means it is important, I should keep it in my mind. And that is how we go with management. Now, I would like to share some of my experience here, that what are the best practices I have utilized in my career from top to bottom. Yes, PDCA. I hope people are aware what is PDCA. That is Plan, Do, Check, Act. Then comes is involving QA/QC in early stages, from design or concept stage of the project till the handover. Because QA/QC system cannot be implemented once design is over, once contractor is on board, and then you say no, this is not a material, good material, this is not the right material, this is not the right process. You cannot come and set at that time. You have to set during early design stages, where specifications are drafted, specifications are written, and then next is use mockups, use trial panels, right? Use trial panels, use mockups. This will give more confidence towards what I am going to get as an end product, how the workmen are working, what are the processes involved, hidden hindrances. All this will give the idea. Then comes audit. You have to conduct extensively periodical audits with very strictness. When you conduct this, you will come to know, is there anything happens? Because see, as I told you, human behavior is very different. It is not constant. So we often end up in doing some mistakes or bypassing some process, which can be identified in the audit. Independent inspections. Most of the critical project nowadays, most of special projects or very important projects, national importance projects, will be inspected through third parties. Though they are called as third parties, which are expert and they are unbiased. We also got our project we have inspected with through TUV and Bureau Veritas for some of the packages. Then comes maintain the live defect NCR register. Now register is not directly linked with your KPI. KPI is nothing but key performance indicator. Okay, it will come to know how many NCRs are raised, how many defects you identified, and as you maintain this register and you disclose it in every weekly meetings or somewhere, your brain will tell that yes, you should not do this, we should not repeat this furthermore, and which will encourage you or motivate you indirectly for avoiding these mistakes or these defects in the future. And next comes is very important, collaborative culture. Collaborative, you see, as a project manager or an engineer, you might pressurize or you might encourage that involving QC in early stages. But whether design is accepting it, whether the procurement department is accepting it, whether execution team is accepting QC department in early stages, there comes this collaborative culture. You have to build a collaborative culture in your team so that they should voluntarily involve quality team well within the period. And then comes continuous training. As I explained earlier, continuous training for client engineers, client managers, project engineers, contractors, everyone. The training and lessons learned is maximum holding important thing, or max, it has huge potential. Now whatever I am doing here, I am telling you, or I am guiding you, or I am giving this session, it is a value addition to you. It is a lessons learned. Most of the people are silent. It is their choice, but they are also gaining here, right? They are also listening here, listening to me. They are understanding here. And last one is lessons learned loop. Lessons learned loop means once your project is over, everyone in a collaborative way, they should come together. They should have a meeting where they will discuss that what went wrong, what could have been done better, and what was the correct approach towards it. So far, so good?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. Any opinion? Anything here you want to share something? Because next few slides are different than what I am telling so far. So I just want your attention here. So anything you want to add here?
No, sir. It's going good, sir.
Yep, very good. So now, when I use this last point, collaborative culture, continuous training and lessons learned, here is the root cause of everything. Whatever I told for this past 1 hour session is all included in this. Why attitude matters in construction? Attitude, approach, behavior. These are the three words hold very huge importance in construction. Because attitude, if you don't have attitude, for example, here there are, I could see 10 people attending this session, and if these 10 people are just listening to it, and you go outside and you just forget this, no use of this session. In last few months, I have given almost 5 to 6 trainings where attitude in construction was also an important lecture or session, where people listen to that, and then if you don't implement it, if you don't use that knowledge in your career, next career or future career, no use of such knowledge. Correct? So you must show a positive approach, positive behavior, and positive attitude towards your construction deliverables. So what is the importance of this attitude? Yes, one is builds reputation and long-term success. Long-term success, why? As I told you in a very early slide, that if the defect is more observable in your project, it is directly harming your and your company's reputation. So it is very difficult to build a reputation, but it takes hardly few minutes or a one incident to lose the reputation. So attitude, if your attitude, even I can see that I'm not telling that there is no any defects, no defect free project, but the management should be a positive, positive, impactful approach, where client will have a merciful approach. Yes, yeah, ho gaya, theek hai. Let us have a joint closure of this. So such kind of approach, professionalism and positive conduct approach must be there. Next is improve safety culture. As I told you, poor design, poor drafting will lead to poor planning later. Because the planner or whoever is planning, whoever is drafting the method statement, whoever is drafting the safety design or a scaffolding or a staging, everything is related to your poor design, or sorry, design and drafting. Now, if the design or drafting itself is not adequate, you will end up in hazards. So here the safety is not only a human safety, a safety is a approach, safety is a result. Next is drives project outcomes and client satisfaction. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if satisfied client, your reputation builds up, you will get more and more projects, and client also many times, I'll tell you. Now there is one airport, I don't know the name. The airport has taken one airport, there is a construction company who has taken airport as a first challenge. Okay, they took a airport and they started building the airport. Once they got a huge satisfaction of that entire construction of airport, obviously satisfaction in terms of result output, satisfaction in terms of maybe margin, profit margin, whatever it is, they have shown the interest to take over further airports across the country. And now, as they are satisfied with the business module, they are also satisfied with the construction outcome. They have invited the same vendor here to work from them on another airport. So it is indirect benefit for both, right? So that is how the client satisfaction also plays a major role, and defect less or defect free or a minimal defected project will always lead a good impression on the client. Next, enhances team dynamics and collaboration. As with reference to my earlier slide, when you collaborate with each other, when you mix as a team and work as a team, you often discuss among yourself and you share your knowledges. And what happens when you share your knowledges, you will learn. If you are a QC, you will learn about quality. If you so you will learn about time and budget. The planning person will understand more towards quality. And once the team is built, wherever you go, whichever part of the world you go, you will work considering all these aspects, whether that company or that country encourages you as a team or not. Your approach, your attitude will always consider quality also, safety also, planning also together, and you yourself try to give best in this kind of works. So that is called as a collaboration and team dynamics. And then comes shapes your decision making under pressure. Now, as I told you earlier, there's a triangle mentioned as quality, budget and time. These three will never come together. But if you plan it properly, the triangle which joins all these dots, the line which joins this triangle together is planning. Now, as I told you, if as a planner or if as a team member, if you know what quality aspects are, or if you know what safety aspects are, as a planner, it will help you to plan the entire activity in this manner. And when the pressure comes, either a time pressure or a budget pressure or a quality pressure or any kind of other pressure, and you will be forced to work as a team by considering these all aspects, by focusing the pressure. For example, I'll tell you, recently in one of the projects, where we went, where we saw that the entire work was happening with systematically, right? And suddenly we encountered that we are running late by 1 month or 2 months, and there was a huge pressure to finish it because there was a prime minister visit for inauguration. And when prime minister comes, the SPG, the special protection group, and everything will come together, and they will do some restrictions on our working. And we had a huge pressure to finish it within the time. And we knew that if we go with the proper procedures, proper qualitative approach, proper budget and everything, we will not be able to finish it on that time. Then we increased our meetings at site to understand how the quality will can be achieved, how the budget can be achieved all together, and how we will conclude with amicable solution and amicable speed. And that is how we literally we achieved just 3 days before the prime PM's visit. And that is how the collaboration works, that is how the team works. And it was there was an experience like no one got panicked, no one got tensed, nothing was. And reputation was definitely at stake, the entire our organization's reputation was at stake. But we achieved it without getting panicked, without getting the discrepancies or any kind of blaming. Okay, we achieved it, we finished it, we successfully enjoyed it and celebrated it, which will obviously in future, whenever we go, wherever we go, we will not blame anyone, because we know we can wear their shoes anytime. We will not blame anyone, we will not react to any situation, we will respond to the situation, we will reply to the situation, but we will not react. React is nothing but, here I am, the context is negative. Okay, these are the things which everyone should implement in their project. Now, how do we do that? How do we do that? How do we do all this attitude? We learned what is the attitude, we learned what are the defects, we learned what are the cause of defects, we learned what is the impact of defect. How do we do this? Will it, okay, today is done, okay, we'll go home and sleep? No, we have to improve, because quality is always nothing but continual improvement. Raise your bar. Today you have jumped up 2 meters, tomorrow you have to shift your bar to 2.1 meter. Try to jump it. Okay, so how we will do it? Regular reviews of defect trend. Why? Like as I told you, you have to measure the defect. Once you measure the defect, continuous, you put some technological or tools there to measure it. Keep observing it. Is it improving? Is it decreasing? Or it is depriving? All these things you have to measure, collect the data and analyze it. Root cause analysis and process updates. And next is feedback loops for future projects. Feedback loop is nothing but, as I explained you, lessons learnt. You have to always share your lessons learnt in a session, in a team, once your project is over, so that the next generation or other team, because now no single project is same, no double project is same, no similar projects are same. For example, recently there was a huge project announced by one company. They are major construction companies in India for data centers. Now they are expanding their data centers from Mumbai and Delhi, Bangalore. Mumbai and Bangalore. There are two data centers are coming, and both are worth of 2,000 crore each. Similar, intended purpose is similar, budget is similar, everything is same. Will it be same? No, because Mumbai weather is different, Bangalore weather is different. You cannot apply same specifications here and there. Maybe intended use is same, but the material, the environmental factors are different. So feedback loops are more important. The person who has already constructed data centers in say Hyderabad or say Chandigarh, they should take the feedbacks from them, not the ready reckoners from them. Feedbacks, yes, I have tried this, which it didn't work, you please take care there. That kind of feedbacks. And those feedbacks can be taken through reports, workshop, or virtual sessions, or any kind of tools, whichever you feel suitable or better. Now we are on the last slide. We are exactly on time. So I am very happy on this. What is the conclusion of our entire session? The conclusion is proactive defect management is not only boost quality and efficiency, but also it safeguards your project. And remember, prevention is crucial, but invest in trainings, invest in technology, invest in good materials. That is more important. Commit to continuous improvement. That is one of the key factors which will grow your organization and grow your career and yourself also. Continual improvement. And I always urge everyone, whoever, whether it is at this session, whether it is this different session, I always urge adopt strict and robust practices in your projects. Okay, so with this, we will move to a case study, and further case study, we are open for question and answer sessions. Now, the case study is in front of you on screen. The progress was slow. One of the project, the reworks and defects were increasing, and the safety conditions were worst. There were very frequent defects, were frequent accidents, frequent complaints by client, and the project manager noticed it, and he also got very much annoyed with this frequent complaints by client and all. He called us as a team. He decided we had almost 3-4 days workshop how to address these frequent complaints, what was the root cause, and I was into that project luckily. And the leadership, we were 2-3 people we made as a cultural shift leadership team. Okay, cultural shift leadership team, and we started implementing every day 10 minutes positive start and positive huddle. We named it as a positive start. Okay, this every team huddle. All the team people will sit. Project manager, quality control engineer, safety engineer, client person. We have to sit together and we have to understand what is happening and how it can be discussed as a positive. No blames, no nothing, no complaints, nothing. Only root cause and solution. Only these two are entertained. If someone says, no, 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 it was not my fault, someone else's, then please be away of the meeting. I don't want you. That kind of hurdles were done. And slowly, people started giving us feedbacks. Sir, I want to do good job, but I want support from this team. He was not telling that he is not helping me. He was telling that I want support from this team for this achievement. That kind of constructive feedback is started coming from supervisors, which eventually turned into a strict protocol and strict process follow culture. And as you know, as you agree, once we start following a process and a culture, everything goes smooth. And engineers were not only encouraged for collaborate, they were rewarded for their better performance. They were rewarded for their reduced complaints. That is the small wins. We started celebrating the small wins. Like this week, no NCR, or this week, no complaints. Very good. So we used to give them a best performer. Some we used to choose, and we used to give them award kind of thing. And then we could see that safety violation dropped to zero. Site communication becomes smoother. Progress has increased like anything. And then most importantly, client satisfaction has got improved. Their opinion itself was got changed. So what was the understanding here? What was the lessons learned by us? Was attitude was not just a soft factor. It has directly impacted progress, safety, quality, and morale. And a small shift in mindset has entirely created and entirely, the team has created a drastic performance culture. It has improved a performance culture, which has led us for a successful project completion. It was not a big building. It was a utility building, but somehow there was a misalignment and overconfidence. You can name anything. There was a misalignment or a misconduct or something which was having a issue, which brought it together, and we finished it. I cannot say on time, but very, very, very slight delay of 15 days. So now this is the company info. We are open for question and answers. The forum is open. Please share your doubts and please share your opinions and share how you felt. What are the improvements you would like to implement in your projects, etc. Anything. We have another 10 minutes for this discussion.
The session was overall good, sir. We were knowing only 15 to 20% out of what the total session was. We were knowing only 15 to 20%. Right now, we have learnt a lot.
I
In
hope you are
fact, we
taking
should
the notes
apply the.
also. Yeah,
Yes, yes, sir. We are writing down.
great.
So we should one by one we should implement this in our pro construction sites.
Yeah, good, 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 Abhishek. Good to know that you enjoyed this. Any
Yes.
Mr. Lakshmi, Mr. Mohan, Mr. Gauresh?
Yeah, session was very good, sir. We gained some knowledge.
Mhm.
Especially, I would like to add the point like, see, the management has to learn some this basic knowledge. See, they are keep on putting pressure on engineers always. What I understood and what I experienced is some managements are like, no, you have to do, you have to do. मेरे को
Correct,
मालूम नहीं आपको प्रोजेक्ट खत्म करना है. Those
correct.
that kind of attitude brings like engineers are scared.
Hmm.
अरे लेबर्स नहीं मिल रहा है या कुछ मटेरियल नहीं मिल रहा है, ये चीज नहीं मिल रहा
They
है,
don't
वो
bother
चीज नहीं
about
मिल
it. Yeah,
रहा. हाँ, so they won't bother about anything. They ultimately they want to complete the project. They
hmm.
are not least bother about the quality concerns, nothing. So sometimes what will happen because of this kind of attitude and all from the management, engineers also get scared and the quality will be compromised.
Correct, correct. And
So
that is the truth.
that's why the management people should understand what is the timeline for the regular civil project,
Hmm.
what is the special projects, and what are the adults they are facing in the site, and what are the weather conditions which should support us actually.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that kind of things, and especially cash flow,
Hmm.
those money management, everything they have to think, and then they have to tell us कि भाई मेरे को ऐसा चाहिए. But
Correct,
they won't
correct,
think like that. Ultimately, they want the project completion, and you have to do it. I
correct,
don't know how you will do it. You do it.
correct. My
So
suggestion, no, if you get some time, no, if you get some time, whenever you get time, no,
yeah,
try to Google. Nowadays, ChatGPT and everything is available. Try to
yeah,
Google this word, cost of poor quality,
okay.
COPQ. Did you ever
Okay.
try this?
No, 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 sir.
Yeah,
No,
just try
I
it.
think.
Whoever it is on the screen, try it.
Okay.
Cost of poor quality.
Okay.
Okay, try to understand. It will give you a calculation that where and how your indirect cash is getting impacted. The indirect costs are how they are impacted. And in our project, wherever I have done a consultancy and wherever I have myself, I was as a QC manager there. We have
Okay.
introduced this in a monthly review meetings. That yes,
Okay.
this month this was our cost of poor quality. Try to use this. It will even
Yeah.
it can create Excel sheet for you,
Okay.
cost of poor quality. Okay.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
And it
Yeah,
will
we'll
give
check it.
you that what was the actual cost you could have saved if you have done a
Yes.
right at first time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And over that,
Yes.
you can always recommend my name or my LinkedIn profile and all. You can search it. Uh,
Okay.
you can recommend. We will have a session with your management, whoever is interested.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Mohan, I could see that. Are you there? At least say yes.
Yes, sir. Hearing.
Yeah. So I just want to hear your opinion because Abhishek and Lakshmi,
The overall
Lakshmi, they
session
were.
is good, sir. It is very useful to site management.
Hmm. Okay, what are you doing actually? Are you a civil engineer or a fresher or what exactly you are?
Civil engineer only, sir.
How many years experience?
ROB projects I am working in railway.
Great, 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 great. So in railways and all, you can effectively you can use these drones and cameras, right?
Yes,
ROBs
sir.
and all, because most
Yes,
of the
yes.
locations, especially bearing defects and all, you cannot check it by your normal this one checking, right? You have to have
Yes.
these technologies in your hand.
Yeah, sir.
Good, good. So it was a nice session, and I am very much thankful for you to joining, and thank you for asking yourself and sharing your opinions. I will soon. I will upload this video in website in my YouTube channel. Okay, so you can just view that again. You can share with your friends. Yep. So thank you very much for joining.
Thank you so much for the
Yep.
session, sir.
Thanks,
Thank you.
sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks for
Thank you.
providing this
Thank you.
valuable time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please,
Thank
please
you. Thank you so
join
much, sir.
in future sessions also as possibilities, right?
Yeah, sure. We'll join.
Sure. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.